Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm in the office, Wednesday, hump day, middle of the week. Hope you guys are grinding forward. We got a little break in the heat. It's only 69 degrees, I think, 70 degrees tops today. That's great. I finally get to wear some adult clothes. I get sick of walking around in flip-flops and shorts and that kind of thing. I really don't like shorts at all, actually. I'm not a shorts kind of guy. Let's talk a little bit about leadership skills. There's an old saying, you get what you give. There's different types of leaders. There's tyrants, there's bullies. There's weak leaders that are easily overthrown and they don't even seem to exist. Who's the boss? Nobody seems to know. There's all kinds of leaders. To be a good leader is a rather relative term because there's all kinds of good leaders. There's not just one kind of good leader. It'd be nice to just give you a 10-step plan to being a good leader, and that's what everybody follows, and there you go. That's what it is. There's all kinds of good leaders. But the old saying, you get what you give, is important to remember. It's a lesson in being humble, but also leading from the front rather than from your throne or from your office. You know, there's different areas that you can think about this with, where there's this reciprocity. It's absolutely necessary for you to trust others if you want to be trusted. If you have trust issues, if you're one of these trust no one type of people where that's your philosophy on life, you generally think that everyone's trying to get over on you, every employee is out to, scam the boss, everybody is a bad person. If you're kind of negative like that and you don't trust anyone, they have to prove themselves to you for years before you can even afford them just a little bit of trust. It's that kind of mobster, gang, street mentality. It's a weakling mentality. You're not going to be a good leader because you need to be able to trust people. Good leaders trust people. You have to be able to delegate responsibility and trust that that person will do it. And obviously, if they don't do it, you want to be able to also be a leader that can, discipline people or whatever needs to be done, teach people, instruct people, whatever needs to be done in order to keep the ship moving, in order to keep business flowing. You want to be trustworthy, be a hard worker, be honest, be respectful, treat everybody on the same level. You don't talk down to people or belittle people. You talk to the vice president of the corporation the same way you talk to the janitor. But you have to be able to trust that even someone without an education can think in a sophisticated way, that you don't need to treat them like a child. So it's important to trust others in order to be trusted, to give a little bit of yourself to get a little from others. How does a good boss have a good team that he really trusts? Well, they trust him. It's this relationship. How do you influence others? A poor boss can't, a bad boss can't influence his team. You have to be able to be influenced. You have to listen to others, be a good listener, and really listen, and be willing to take advice even from the bottom. If somebody's got a good idea, it doesn't matter where it comes from. The lowest guy on the ladder could have some great idea. Be willing to listen to that. Don't just ignore the new guy because, oh, he doesn't know anything. He may be aware of some flaw in the operation that none of you see. So you want to be open-minded and be willing to be influenced. And how does somebody, a good leader, influence his people, have such great influence? You could have a giant team, have a big business with all kinds of employees, and you're very influential. Now, how does that work? It's reciprocal. You're able to be influenced by them. And you guys are all a team with the same plan, with the same motive. You get what you give. I mean, you could look at this in other aspects of your life, just family, because leadership isn't just business. But how does a good father have a peaceful, loving family? Some don't. Not everybody has a really peaceful, loving, wonderful family. Some people have really hard, terrible times with each other. But if you're a peaceful, loving person, then that's what you get. That's what you create. That's the vibe that you're on. And you could be the type of guy, kind of like the Buddha all of a sudden, where you could walk into tension, where everybody's bickering, and when you get there, it all quiets and calms down because you're bringing along this certain light, this certain air, this certain vibe with you. The energy in the room changes when you come in because you're bringing in an energy of peace, an energy of love, patience, kindness, acceptance, those types of things. It's all food for thought.